I'm Jason Goliath,
And I'm Nicholas Goliath.
and this is a new podcast called The Happiness Economy, where we try and unpack, figure out, investigate, interrogate, I think holistically understand what is happiness even.
What is it to you? What is it to me? Is it different? Is it the same? What do you do to chase your happiness? Just chase it. We want to chat to people who we believe have found their happiness or are on the way to finding their happiness and find out what it is that makes them happy.
So, if you're happy, we're happy. The Happiness Economy with Nicholas and Jason Goliath. Tell her what you must. Normally, when people who are birthed on the internet in terms of their comedy career, it normally annoys me when they say they do comedy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we old school and we were doing comedy before YouTube and WhatsApp. And I go, you make comedic content.
Yes.
But to do comedy, because, you know, comedians, we want to own that word.
Of
and we
course.
don't own that word.
Yeah.
We don't own that word at all. You, however, I think are one of the funniest people
Wow.
in the country. Your Pharoahfi persona is hilarious.
Thank you.
Where does she come from? Because did you try other personas? How did it become Pharoahfi?
So and this is gonna sound so strange, but this is the original story and
Yeah.
how she came about, right?
Yes.
So my friends and I in high school were like Model C type girls.
Yes.
You know, we spoke proper English, if you will.
Yes.
And our thing was always every time we would get into like spaces with each other, we'd
Yeah.
go into the girl.
The girl.
Because the girl, it's the girl. You get
Yeah.
it? And it was the inside thing that we would do. So for a while after high school, I went to AFDA
Yeah.
for live performance.
Yes.
And I met someone else who kind of understood that persona. And
Yeah.
it amplified my want to delve into that character. But it didn't come into fruition until like 2015.
Uh-huh.
So Nthabiseng is the girl you know. She's everywhere. You've
Yeah.
seen her, you've
Yeah.
heard her, you know her. She's someone's family member.
South African girl.
She's a
Yeah.
South African girl
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
who likes things. She loves to look good.
Yes.
Sometimes the English doesn't always English, but you'll get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Bottom line, you'll get it.
you will get it.
Yeah.
And a part of that was me also incorporating my dad's personality because he's almost like the male version of Nthabiseng.
Okay.
My dad would love to speak about a lot, and half the time he's not really making it, but he will get it at the end. He would go to like school meetings,
Yeah.
like yo guys,
So
this
I'm
man.
guessing dad is not Model C.
No, my father was he liked to speak.
Yes.
He's fluent in Afrikaans,
Uh-huh.
loved to speak Setswana because he's a
Yes.
Setswana man.
Uh-huh.
English was only when he was pressured to.
Yeah.
It's not something he'll get into
Yeah.
because that's not my thing. I don't. That's you don't come with there, and you're gonna stop it. So culminating all of those characters into one was like something that came off the top of my head. I didn't plan it. It just happened.
And the name?
Pharoahfi, I used that because I wanted a different name from my government name for my social
Yeah.
media. And Pharaoh sounded like Farieda.
Mm-hmm.
My friend's then boyfriend couldn't say Farieda, he'd call me Pharaoh.
Okay.
And then people would call me Fifi, but I was like, but my name's not Rufilwe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe let me just combine the two. No one knows what Pharoahfi is.
And
That was me.
No, but you must find a... Because a pharaoh is also like a king.
Yes.
Like a ruler
Royalty of
things.
some sort.
And you're on the Wi-Fi to see you. So...
oh, the
Pharoahfi.
Pharaoh of Wi-Fi.
You're
yes,
smart.
the king of
You
Wi-Fi.
No,
guys-
he's a
Yeah.
fool. Don't be tricked by his English.
No,
It's easy
when I
though.
was this closer to
Yes,
you.
thank you so much.
It's so easy for us who watch Pharoahfi to go, Farieda must be the happiest person ever. She must be the happiest person to chill with. She must be the happiest person ever. Are you the happiest person ever?
I think I find moments where happiness is like a safe place for me to go
Okay.
because I'm a very emotional person. And if given the chance, I'll cry all day.
Yeah, you and Nicholas both.
I got you.
All day,
Without you.
I've got tears. Nobody must say I'm short of water. There's enough salt and water in this
You
here
got-
body
Uh-huh.
to give enough to everybody.
Okay.
So happiness for me is almost like if I'm happy, I feel like I generate the energy.
Okay.
And the energy makes me feel like if I'm happy around people, then the space is happy. And that makes it enjoyable to be in.
Do you have to be a character to be that? Because I feel like it can be very easy to slip into, because I mean, we have it as a safety net. You make jokes, it becomes a crush. So sometimes you have to pretend you're happy even when you're not happy, and that character allows you to do that.
Completely.
Where's
Completely.
the line?
The line becomes when I really want to my authentic happy is when I'm just being myself. And this is me being myself.
Yeah.
Like being around people who make me happy makes
Yeah.
me happy. Like
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Like I
No,
genuinely
and
am
the
happy to be
energy
here.
transfers. We can
You can
feel,
feel
I
it.
can feel
Yeah,
the energy
yeah.
of
The
you. Yeah.
safety net of wanting to create the happiness so that everybody is comfortable is when I tap into the character. And sometimes it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it helps the situation.
Can I ask how much did you think about just your happiness before coming to the podcast? Like, is it a thing that you work on, that you consider, or is it kind of, because I personally feel like happiness is a thing that's not taught to us. We're not
Yeah.
taught about
Yeah.
how to look for,
Yeah.
search for, find,
Yeah.
whatever. So is it something that you actively thought about, or is it just kind of that feeling that's there in the background? You know when you're not, and you know when you are.
That part. I know when I am and I know when I'm not. And I know there's certain things that I can do to tap into my happiness. So on the way here, I'm very strange in a very weird way.
Everybody is.
I know, right? My happiness is listening to old school R&B and hip hop. On the way here, I was listening to LL Cool J.
Come on.
Who do you love?
Hey, ladies love Cool J.
So
It's those
my
lips.
favorite genre. It makes me so happy because there are parts of that remind me of my childhood. I'm the youngest. I've got older siblings.
Yes.
They introduced me to music.
Yeah.
And every time I think about my siblings in that time, it makes me happy. It creates the happiness. Like it's almost like a complete picture at one point that made me happy, and I tap into that.
I feel like that, sorry.
Yeah.
With music as well, because I have a Shazam playlist that people often say to me, "Can you decide how you feel?"
The most schizophrenic playlist
'Cause
you have ever heard in your
go
life.
From all your emotions will hit a roller coaster, but every single song on that playlist for me is. I love music that triggers a memory, that makes me feel like I'm somewhere else.
Yes.
That has that emotional attachment to
Yeah.
it. So I love that idea of it reminds you of family. Like
Yes.
for me, it takes me back to various places.
So what's important for me about what you're both saying is a lot of people are like me, don't have a relationship with music. And yes, music does take me to a place, it does help me to escape, but I think the mechanism of finding something that can change your mood, finding something that can manage your mood. So, I mean, our profession, what people never talk about is the fact that it doesn't matter what day you had this morning.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you fought with your wife or boyfriend. It doesn't matter any of those things. When the mic goes on, when the red light on the camera goes on, the world must believe that you are happy. And therefore, I think all of us have kind of tricks that help you just breathe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a second, and a lot of times the danger is help you put all of the negative stuff in a plastic bag and knot it up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
disappear.
Yeah.
You just kind of are
Just
able
carry
to
it
put it
along with
away.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the music links you to a happier place, but it can also make you forget to deal with
The cause of the
Yeah.
unhappiness. Yeah.
to deal with things. How do you deal?
How do I deal? Sometimes I feel like I don't, and that's the problem. So I'm really good at pretending like it
Yes.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like putting it in the
Ignoring
plastic.
completely.
And
Yeah.
it just sits there. And I know it's there. My conscious is aware.
Yes.
There's a big black plastic that
Yeah,
has your
yeah.
problems on there.
Yeah.
And they're starting to creep out like ants.
Yeah.
You know, the cockroach
Yes.
that's coming
Yeah.
there from the corner. And you kill the one because you've dealt with that one thing. I hate dwelling in things that make me upset. Because I don't know how to rationalize when to stop being upset. I never know when to stop being
Yes.
upset. I never know when to stop being sad.
Yes.
Because I can revel in that emotion for too long.
It's easier to be upset than glad.
So much easier. Because then you have a reason to not smile.
Yeah.
When you think about things that make you happy, it's almost, I always have to get it's almost like you know how when you boil a kettle,
Yeah.
the intensity of the water boiling
Yeah.
is, I'm building myself up to happiness. And if the water's still, then I'm just chilling. Anything can set me off. I could go either way.
Yeah.
So I always have to kind of control where the water goes. So I'm always trying my best. Like now in my older years,
Yeah.
I'm trying to I'm kind of trying to deal with problems head on because I'm a procrastinator of note.
Ooh, same.
My favorite thing to do is procrastinate. I can sit knowing that I have something I need to finish
Yeah.
today at 5. It's 5 to 5. I'll start.
Yeah.
And I'll be done by 5.
But so we have a very similar thing.
Yeah.
And for us, I think it comes out of a space where I personally know I do my best work under pressure. And it's a terrible thing to know about yourself, because then you go, no,
I've
my
got
best
this.
work is coming an hour before deadline.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you feel like it's something that you want to get out of?
Yes, I tweeted about this the other day. I had like 4 or so content pieces I needed to get out. These were all well in advance. They were all told to
Yeah.
me well
Yeah.
in advance.
Yeah.
I'm sitting doing nothing, knowing very well I have
You've
work to
got
do.
these things.
I eventually did it. Me thinking about this for 4 weeks, I got it done in an hour. And I was like, why do I do this?
So this is my thing, is we all do that. Yet, I can tell you, you're a much better person when you're prepared. You're a much happier person
Yeah.
before that last hour.
Yes.
You're a much less stressed,
Yes.
less anxiety person. So why then do we constantly put ourselves in this position?
It's almost like a love-hate relationship
With yourself?
with myself,
Ah.
personally. It almost makes me feel like, yeah, Vela, I knew I could do this. But why am I waiting until the last second to do it? Is it because I'm testing my ability to understand the project?
Yeah.
Or am I testing the ability to get it done and still be, you did a good job?
Do you think there's an element of, if you do it sooner, and it's so strange, I tell my kids with their projects, I'm like, get your projects, put it on,
Don't be like
the
that.
Don't like me,
calendar,
don't.
put it on the calendar, and then work a little bit every day towards the end of the project. And yet I don't do that for myself. But do you think it's a case of, you know you can do it in an hour, you've got 4 weeks to do this thing.
Yeah.
If you do it in the first hour of the first week, that leaves you with 4 weeks to go back
Oh, yeah.
and look and
Yeah.
question and doubt and, redo and re-look at the thing. Because I feel like we also put ourselves under extreme pressure personally to deliver our best. And I feel like,
Especially as artists.
yeah, I feel like when
That's-
you've done that in the last hour, you convince yourself almost that
You're
this
not
is
giving
the
yourself
best
a
I
choice.
can do.
You're not giving yourself a choice.
Yeah.
You guys have said such important things. And in the midst of that, I don't know if you, maybe it's because I'm just now noticing, sometimes imposter syndrome, it kind of peeks through. So I'm always wondering, do they really? Maybe one day they're going to be like, this one is a fraud.
Yeah.
She lied to everybody. And she's actually not, she's not.
Unpack imposter syndrome. So for somebody who's never understood what imposter syndrome is, it's a disease that all artists suffer from. And what does imposter syndrome mean to you?
For me, imposter syndrome is, so I've created this thing,
Yeah.
this persona,
Yes.
who I am,
Yeah.
as Farieda and
Yeah.
as Pharoahfi.
Yeah.
And I've put it out and I've done a couple of things that people find funny or
Yeah.
people can relate to. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But every time I put something out, I'm always nervous
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I'm like, what if they...
Yeah.
And I'm always anticipating the worst. So imposter syndrome then comes in 10 times harder when I'm called for a professional job.
Yes.
Like, we are going to hire
Yeah.
you for what you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I get there and I'm like, yo, guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
We
I was
all feel
playing.
we all feel like that.
Like, I
No, you
don't
can
know what I'm
definitely.
doing.
We all
Yeah.
feel like we don't know what we're doing. Does that lead us to self-sabotage? So when I say this, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. I did Strictly Come Dancing 2015. When I was on Strictly Come Dancing, Trevor did it in 2008, I think. And everybody spoke about Trevor, but the thing that stuck in my mind is Hailey Bennett Friedling, who's one of the famous dancers, said to me, she said, when Trevor was on the show, she complimented Trevor and said, congratulations. And Trevor said to her, for what? And she said, on your career and being the biggest comedian in the country. And his response to her was, there's no need for congratulations yet. Congratulate me when I'm the biggest comedian in the world. What struck me about that is, even in 2008, when he was the biggest in the country, his mind knew that he was aspiring to be the biggest in the world. I look at myself and I feel like I'm always blocking myself from being bigger. I'm always holding myself back, making excuses, doing things on the 11th hour, waiting until last minute, feeling insecure in public ways. Now, I'm not sure if the bra has this immaculate ability to not feel imposter syndrome. But do you think the imposter syndrome leads to a bit of self-sabotage and we force ourselves to remain we become the problem. We get in our own way of becoming whatever we could become.
100%. I mean, I've done a lot of things. And in hindsight, I'm like, if I didn't say yes, I wouldn't be where I am.
Yeah.
And I keep, like, as you grow, and I mean, the years go on, you keep getting offers to do things and you get called to do things and you audition for things.
Yeah.
And I feel like more often than not, my mind is already on no, I can't do it. Not doing it. I'm already like, nah.
Why?
Nope. I have no idea. I don't know if it's my fear of learning more or accepting that this is what I'm good at, because there's also that. You don't want to give yourself too much because you don't want to lose the hunger to want to do more. And I think in a big way, my own self-sabotage is just already being apprehensive to everything. Just like, if it requires me to step into my professionalism, then I'm already like, no, sorry.
Is it the Madiba thing?
Yes.
Madiba quoted that quote of a quote. He quoted somebody that said our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are greater. Is it that?
It completely. It's
So
the
please
only
put
way
the
to
quote down here. I don't know what the quote is.
Yeah, just our deepest fear is
fear-
not that we are inadequate, but it is we are greater than our what.
Yeah. That what.
That what is what we are meant for. When you allow yourself to accept your gifts is when you open yourself up to more and to being bigger and better. It's the acceptance that's the issue. You kind of don't want to give yourself an accolade like, I think I'm good at what I do, because people are always like, stay humble. But humble doesn't mean discard your gifts.
No.
It just means...
But in African culture, we taught that that's what it means.
So then
We
there's that
taught,
push and pull.
indoctrinated that you can't pat yourself on the back. You can't
Ever.
say I'm great.
Because
Don't
it's
ever.
arrogant.
Yes.
It's arrogant to pat yourself. It's
Yes.
arrogant to tell people how good you are at what
Yes.
you do.
Then they don't understand the difference between arrogance and confidence.
Yes.
So then that kind of makes you feel like you're stuck in the middle. If I'm quiet, then no one sees you. If you're too loud, then you're too much. And it's like, how do I balance it out? And it's not for people to balance, it's for you. When you're comfortable with yourself, everyone follows your lead.
Where did the acceptance come from? Because we speak about acceptance often as one of the cornerstones of
founding.
your happiness. Because if you can't accept who you are, where you are, what your situation is, you're never going to be able to find your happiness. So is it a thing that you learned through life, or is it something that was instilled from parents, siblings, friends, family?
I think it was a self-discovery kind of journey. I'm still on it. I still haven't fully accepted that I created the life that I'm living.
Yes. It's
Like,
your fault.
It's my fault
It's
that
your
I'm
fault
here.
that you're famous in South Africa.
It really is. Because
Yeah.
if I didn't post those videos, no one would have known me.
100%.
I would still be where I am or where I was. But for me, accepting it is just knowing that I have this ability to make people smile.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I think I'd like to think I bring in a bit of joy wherever I go, and I leave people with something to like remember and be like, oh, that was such a nice moment.
Yeah.
That's always my aim. But I never give myself enough credit for emitting that energy. Like it's coming from inside. Even though some of it may be manufactured, but the end goal is pure.
How many moments do you have when you watch yourself and even you are impressed?
What's crazy is I don't like watching myself.
That's not crazy. For artists, I think that's normal.
I fully get
It's
it.
so cringy.
I fully get it.
Every time I see something on social media, so I'll make a video. Here's
Yeah.
an example. I posted a video 2-3 days ago. I'll make the video. I don't watch it after I've recorded.
Okay.
Ne? In my mind, I'm looking at myself recording it. Everything's happening. Cool vibes. Stop recording. I'll go post it, and I'm out of those social media pages. I don't interact with them because it makes me feel like I'm expecting something. And the expectation will lead to disappointment, because then the expectation is, I hope everybody likes me.
Yes.
I hope everybody can relate.
Do you feel like, because I feel like your why is strong. Your why seems to be you want to put a smile on someone's face.
Yeah.
That's why you do the videos. That's why you do
And you
everything.
also want to be famous.
Oh,
No.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that because it's hard for us to admit to.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying famous is maybe an ugly word, but I'm saying you want to be recognized
Yes,
for your
being-
talent.
Yes,
for
there we
being
go.
the person
Yes.
who put a
Yes.
smile
Yes.
on my face. That's what you want to be
Yes,
recognized
yes.
for. That I completely forgot my question now.
My bad.
No. But it was along the lines of. It's gone. Oh no, it was about the why,
Yes.
and then so if that's your why, because I feel like a lot of people that see your fame in South Africa because of your videos, and then go, oh, this is
Yeah.
what we need to do
Yeah.
to make. I need a character. I needed this. I need a. So, did you always know that that's how you wanted to project, or? I don't even feel like that question makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
Threw
does.
me around.
It
Okay.
makes complete sense. I get where you're going with this. I never saw myself as someone who was well known, for a lack of a better phrase. I never imagined anything that I'm living through right now. I don't think I can ever my foreseeing things. I don't see anything beyond here now. I can see what I'm supposed to do at 4 o'clock when I get home.
Yeah.
But I can't see anything beyond that. It's almost like every time it happens, it's a surprise to me. Like everybody else, like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. It kind of, I'm always trying to live in the present. My problem is I think too far ahead, and I think I lose so much time thinking about what's going to happen as opposed to what's happening.
And that's where the procrastinating comes
There
in.
we go.
Because it's not procrastinating. I read a quote the other day that said, overthinking
Ooh, I'm
is
the
the
worst.
problem. Because you're overthinking a decision
Yeah.
that needs to be made
What could,
instead
what
of just
should.
making the decision and doing the thing.
I find I suffer from deep anxiety when I don't know what's next.
Yes.
So like it's I know I should be comfortable in the present, but the imposter syndrome in my case goes, hey, it could all end tomorrow and then. So then now I must be able to see beyond my tomorrows. And for a long time I put a lot of pressure on that. One of the solves for me was we have a beautiful infrastructure now within the business, and there are people that are worried about my tomorrows. There are people that know where I have to be, what I have to do, which allows me to just, as an artist, be where I am, which is such a luxury and such a gift, and such a difficult thing to maintain at the same time.
It's
weird. It's kind of like your future's in your hands, but other people must make sure that your future is still in your hands.
yeah. Other people must like your videos so
Yeah.
your future can stay in
You
your
get
hands.
you are in so much control, but the control also leaves you once you've posted it, once it's out there.
And I think that's like for me, that's a big fear, is the social media aspect, the cancel culture that, today we love you, we love
Yeah.
you, love you. And tomorrow we decide, we actually don't like
You're
this.
whack.
And it ends there.
Yep.
What they actually
So
love is a fall from grace.
what-
That's what they love.
So then what happens is your talent, your ability, your skill, the type of person you are, all of that's disregarded because they've decided, no, we don't. So for me, that's a big fear with
Yeah.
like, the social media space.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense. And the way things are happening on social media, it kind of makes me draw back from having an opinion. Because your opinion can get you into so much trouble.
Yeah.
Just even commenting on something that everyone's generally speaking about. If you one word and they're like, hey, come see here.
Who do you think
Yes.
you are?
No,
Who's this?
and yet you're braver than us. In terms of you having an opinion online,
Yeah.
you always carrying on about load shedding, dealing with topics that South Africans are all angry about. And so if you think you're sensitive, we're so sensitive that we don't even go online and make those.
I don't even go and look for those
Yes.
things that are made.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. It's scary. For me, the one place that's scarier for me is the Twitter space. Because there's a lot of words that are going around. There's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of...
And also people looking for that negativity.
So
Yeah.
anything you could literally be talking about a self journey, and
Yeah.
someone will find that offensive. Because okay, so you're on the journey.
Yeah.
So what about the rest
I
of us?
don't know how to go on the journey. How must I feel because I don't know how to get on the journey? And,
And
you just loving this journey. You're
it-
so
you get-
privileged. And
That person only has time to comment because they're not on a journey.
yeah.
That's the only reason that person has time to comment. Anybody that's not on a journey and it just is sitting to criticize everybody else's journey, I'm not there for it. I don't want us to get into Twitter.
Sure.
Though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no,
I-
I'm done with that.
I met you for the first time. We did a shoot during COVID.
Yes.
for the first time, and then we did another shoot a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm privileged to have seen a lot of transformation, I think, particularly in your confidence. And is it an offside statement to say that I think you love yourself very much?
Now I do.
Yes. Now, that's what I mean.
Yes,
Compared to then.
yes,
From
definitely.
then to now.
Definitely.
That gives the context. So from then, when I first shot with you, you were okay with you, but you love you now.
Yes, definitely.
Talk to me about that.
I've experienced a lot of things in my personal life.
Yeah.
Not like monumental, but just like seeing myself. I don't know if you've ever had a moment where I have a lot of these moments, and sometimes I think my mind works overtime. I have like an out of body experience where I kind of like go through a timeline in my mind, like just like a visual timeline.
Yeah.
And in the timeline, there's a lot of things that have happened. But in that, I'm so grateful that I've been able to be myself. Like, I'm grateful that I'm who I am, firstly, just as a human.
Yes.
Then as a woman.
Yes.
Then as a black woman.
Yes.
Then as a black woman who is in comedy. I'm not a comedian.
Yes.
I don't consider myself a comedian. I do,
You
like
could
you
be,
said,
though, if you
I
wanted
could
to.
be if I
Yeah,
wanted,
if
but
you wanted
that's
to.
also something that
Nice.
I'm still trying to,
Yeah.
place in my life. But I'm so grateful for my body, my mind, the way I think, how I love people, how I perceive people, how I speak to people, that had to turn around into me so that I could keep giving it back. Because if I keep giving from an empty place, it's not authentic, it's not real, I don't mean anything I say.
Yeah.
So if I can't see the beauty in myself, for you to see the beauty in yourself, I'm then being inauthentic in my gift.
Yes.
So I have to love myself. There are parts of me that I don't like, of course.
All of
But
us.
the general consensus is that I'm very, very grateful to be alive as Farieda Metsileng in this life.
Marriage taught me that it repackages my definition of love. Love is not liking everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Love is not liking
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Love is accepting everything.
There we go.
Yeah.
I accept all these parts of you.
Yes.
And I
good
love
and
you.
the bad.
So sometimes when I say to Jason, I really love you, and I love you regardless. You know what I
Because-
mean? Because
yeah.
I know, there are parts of you, Jason.
Hey,
there-
that makes complete sense. There's so many things that I wish I could have done better, but I feel like if I did them better, I wouldn't have appreciated myself in this space right now.
And also, those are the things that led you to where you are.
Definitely.
Like I often speak about the fact that I was a great rugby player at school.
Yeah.
I played first team rugby for 2 years, and I only learned the rules of rugby when I was 23.
That is his,
And
he
I was
was in
done
standard
at school.
9.
I was done
sorry.
at school at that time. So, but yeah. No, I had to just clarify because now people are going to go, you're
Matriculate high school
rugby.
before.
You was 23. No, so I played grade 11 and 12, but I didn't understand the game. I was just fast and could run. And I always said, like, if I had a coach that had just noticed my ability and pulled me aside and said, hey, bruh, you don't seem to understand the rules, that would have completely changed the direction that my life has taken. I could have been Cheslin Colby,
Yo.
which is a great life, like international World Cup winner, amazing life, but it's not the life I want. Like what I do now in comedy, being in a space like this, is what I absolutely love doing, and it goes back to why? Because I make people smile. I get to have these beautiful conversations with the most interesting people. And yeah, so it's more of a statement. It's just that those cuck things that you had to go
Yeah.
through are just the cost of getting to where you
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, the moments that changed who I became were losing my parents. So my mom passed on first when I was 15, and then the family dynamic changes already. Because then it's just like there's a missing part.
Our mother's
and
an anchor also.
the biggest
Yeah.
part of the family is missing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of having to redirect yourself around that. Then it's becoming a teenager in that, then becoming a young adult in that, and then maneuvering and seeing your parents as real people.
Yeah.
Because as my sister described it in the most perfect way, she's like, when you're younger, your parents are your heroes.
That's it.
Nobody tops them.
Yeah.
You get older and you see them as people with flaws.
Yeah.
And then you start accepting them as your parents with flaws that are people.
You forgive them different when you're older.
Completely.
And you realize, you were also going through shit. You were
So
growing up
much.
while I was growing up.
Do you get?
And
So
doing the best you could do.
everything that was happening in that time was that person doing as much as they could to close the gap so you don't feel it. But in that, they're then losing a part of who they need to be as that parent in your life.
Yeah.
So now I then have my siblings who are stepping up as deputy parents because
Yes.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
So now it's my sister who's playing mom. And then it's my brother who's playing deputy dad. Then it's like my dad playing dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I lost my dad. Then it was like, yo, now I'm older. Like I'm in my 30s
Yeah.
now. And I don't have parents.
Yeah.
This was not like, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, now I'm literally like a human who's an adult who must make conscious decisions
Yes.
that'll affect their future. Your future is in your hands.
Yeah. There's no mommy and daddy.
There's nobody you can call.
Yeah.
When you are doing nonsense, the nonsense
on
will
you.
look
It's
at you
on
and
you.
say, it's nonsense.
Mm.
What you're doing is
Hello?
rubbish. Hi there. You can't run away from debt because it's in your name.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
They're looking for Miss Metsileng,
Yes.
not Mrs. You are Miss
Mm.
Metsileng. Ma'am, forward. You didn't pay for your bills. We're going to have to kick you out. It's like there's so much that you have to. I feel like there was so much that I had to do that I didn't realize I was doing until I sat back and did a recall of everything that had happened. And I was like, I've been through a lot.
Yes.
But I'm so grateful that I did. And I had the people in my life when I did that made me stronger. They didn't coddle me.
Yeah.
They said,
Yeah.
you must fend for yourself now.
Yes. The world
Now
is
you
hard.
must get up, mommy. My dad's words were always, mommy, the world is a dog. It will eat you if you don't bark back.
Hey. Thank you, daddy.
You understand?
I love that.
So those things make me who I am. I'm so grateful. Like, I don't think I would have ever been the best version of myself had I not gone through those things and taken the route I did.
That's the thing that we speak about all the time. Is I mean, somebody asks me, what will you say to 18-year-old Jason if you had 5 minutes to talk to him? And the answer is nothing, because he needs to flop. He needs to hit his head. He needs to make many, many, many mistakes so that I can live the life I'm living now and have the understandings that I'm understanding now. So let me ask you that question. If you could go back, and I'm going to go back to 15-year-old. You said your mom passed when you were 15. If you could go back to 15-year-old, Farieda, what are you saying to her?
It's not bad. It's scary, but it's not bad. You still have people who will love you enough and will care for you enough and will make sure you're okay. If you just relax, just calm down. Don't be too quick to want to do because you feel like you're missing out or you're not going to. The time will come and you will revel in it because that's the time you'll understand why you went through the things you did. If I had gotten the things that I did earlier, I don't think I would have had as much of an appreciation for everything. The people I've met, the people I've gotten to work with, people I admire. And I admire you guys so much that even now is like, I'm going to be in the Uber today like, girl, you're playing games.
You are
You are playing games.
We feel the same.
You're playing games.
We are fans of
You are
you.
sitting with people you love to watch, that make you laugh, and they call you to come and talk.
And
Yes.
are grateful you said yes.
Because
Always.
you are amazing. And listening to your story, because I didn't know the background, losing the parents. And for me, I just go, that's a common story in South Africa. And I feel like a lot of people, boys, girls, don't have the support system that allows you to get through that and become the strong person that you've become. So, like, for somebody who's going through that, through a similar traumatic thing, what is the advice you have for them to find their happiness in all of that chaos? Because I can imagine at the time you're losing your mom, there's nothing to be happy about. There's no, but now looking back, you can go, cool, I learned lessons to make me into the person that I am. So what is your advice to those kids that are going through the most?
I think if you can hold on to the things your parents told you would help you navigate where you are as a child, like as a teenager. Like if you've lost your parents and you're like 15, 16 in your teens, life becomes so, it's almost like a blur. It feels like a roller coaster ride. You can't really place anything anywhere because it's all happening at once. You're feeling so many emotions and you're also feeling robbed.
Yeah.
You're feeling extremely
Why me?
disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Like why did it have to be me like everybody else's parents?
Yeah.
It's just me. Now I'm an orphan out
Yeah.
here. Like I'm the one everyone has to be sensitive around because she doesn't have a mom, she doesn't have a dad. Like, if anything, don't close yourself off to opening up if you need to. I think a lot of times we're told be strong. You need to like I think I heard this a lot. Like, no, you can't. Don't cry too much, because then you're gonna make the journey difficult. And I learned that you can't tell someone how to mourn or how
no.
to deal. If you want to cry, please
Cry.
do
Let
it
it
all.
go.
Cry it out until you feel like, I'm tired, I have a headache, I can't cry anymore. Then you move on to the next emotion. Because if you keep stopping yourself midway, you're now giving yourself enough. It's almost like
Putting it in a
you're
plastic.
putting it in the plastic, and it keeps piling and it keeps piling. And one day you're sitting in a room of a plastic and you can't move anywhere because it's literally it's made you disabled. Now you can't communicate. You can't tell people how you feel, and all you're doing is pretending. But what are you pretending
Yeah.
to be?
And you're pretending for others.
It's not even
To
for your
make
own
them
betterment.
comfortable when they're around you.
No one's saying go out and be mad. But if you want to be mad at the fact that you feel this way, and not because it's your fault. It's not your fault. Life happens.
On the loving yourself trip, but I say it on stage because it's the language that I speak to myself with, and it's that thing of you must love yourself more than you expect to be loved by somebody else. In order to love those you want to love as much as it's possible for you to love. You cannot love somebody as much as you can love them if you don't love you. Doesn't matter how much you love them, you're robbing them of love if you're not loving you. So the line is, it's that airline announcement: in the event of an emergency, please put your own mask on first before you help those that you are traveling with. And then I would always go, how can you say that to a mother who loves this child more than herself, to look after the child first? Then when you get older, you realize, but if mommy passes out, she can't help anybody. So mommy has to breathe first before she can help. And I say that for myself, and the self-love, and I definitely think it is not only a big part of happiness, but it's a huge part of being able to feel grateful, experience gratitude. It's a huge part of rationalizing your trauma, whatever you've been through, helping you cope, helping you understand, and helping you understand that all of those things make you. They don't rob you, but they make you. They define you. They build you. Our philosophies are based on a couple of simple principles. We believe that, firstly, acceptance, which we've covered, is a massive deal. And unless you have anything else you wanna get to, I'm happy to go to the.
No.
Okay.
The barometer.
So we have a happiness, the Goliath Happiness Index, and essentially the index is three components. Number one, rated 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the best. Where are you in terms of acceptance? Where are you in terms of gratitude? And where are you in terms of optimism and looking forward to the life that you've built, and where it's going to go next? How optimistic are you about that? So let's start with acceptance. In terms of accepting everything that's happened to you, how amazingly talented you are, how gifted you are, what the expectations are going to be. Acceptance in Farieda's life, 1 to 5.
I think I'm sitting at a good 3.5 for now.
Nice.
It's kind of like I'm not doubting, but I'm also not too sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of giving myself room for disappointment, because I mean, in life you'll be disappointed.
Fair.
It's guaranteed. You will be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's how you deal with the disappointment that then determines your next move and how far you want to go. So 3.5 is a good place to be. I'm still learning. There's still things about myself that I really, really just want to discard into the dustbin and burn in the fire.
It has to.
In the mbaula, but we have to deal with them head on. Yes.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, 7.5. It's
Out
off
of
the
5.
radar.
I love it.
Off the
I
radar.
love it.
It's
7.5.
off the radar.
Why?
I'm so privileged to be able to use my talents and make money from it.
Amen.
It's not every day that people get to use their talents and they get paid for it.
Yeah.
Or people are even willing to listen at all.
Yeah.
Like, people are interested. That's amazing to me. It's like, guys, I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
You want to know about me?
And they can't wait for your next video.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that for me is like, I'm so happy that you guys have created a space for me to exist in your life. Because I'm just here. If you
Doing
want
what
me, I'm
you
here.
do.
But just simply knowing that you guys don't have to create that space.
Yes.
That creates that creates the gratitude.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think that comes back to the seeing here. You don't look to the future, you see here.
Be present, yeah.
Be present. And it's like for me, because I worked in a call center and I look at where I am now, I can be extremely grateful for where I am now because I'm not where I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and that's I see that link between, it's not that you're not looking to your future, but it's just that you're so present in what's happening here and the how unbelievable it is.
It's crazy. It's
People
crazy.
are tuning into this podcast
It's crazy.
while I'm like,
There are,
guys,
that.
there are 8 people watching.
I love that. I love all of them.
No,
Yes.
all of them. I know them personally, but I mean that.
I'm one of the 8.
No, but to not take away the way I
Yeah, sorry.
articulate what you both just said is, and I'm always trying to think about how do I articulate this to somebody who's not had the opportunities that I have to earn my living doing my favorite thing, and therefore I always go, we have won the lifestyle lottery. There are more lottery winners in the country than there are humans like us that get to do their favorite thing every day and it sustains their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Completely.
The luckiest.
Completely.
The luckiest. So same
I'm
page.
somewhere on a 10 for gratitude. I know I wasn't
And-
asked, but I'm going to throw it out.
No, be
Love
on a
that.
10. Be
Love
on a
that.
10.
Yes.
Be on a 10. The last one, optimism, 1 to 5.
I'm in a good 5. I think I'm in a good place to say I'm very excited to see what I can do. I'm excited to see who I can work with, who wants
Yeah.
to work with me.
Yes.
Yeah. If anything, if you guys must know something as the viewers, this is my other family. So anytime they call me, I'm always available.
Come on.
Never saying no.
Come on.
Never.
Pharoahfi life.
You get me?
Come on.
PG, baby.
Come on, PG,
You get it,
baby.
you get it.
Thank you for saying P, because Nico was about to say FG. He was about to punch
I
education.
wasn't gonna say
You
FG.
were-
I was just trying to figure it out.
I'm so
It's
finished.
like it's my father's initials. Patrick Goliath. Wow.
PG.
Okay.
Love that.
Thank you for making spreading happiness your business. Thank you for the joy. I get excited. You know, Kate and I share your comments, your content with each other. You know, we DM to each other all the time. Just listen to this, please. So thank you for your hilariousness. Please continue to bless us with it. And man, we wish you the happiest possible life.
Thank you.
The
You
happiest.
guys make me happy.
Danko.
If like you guys are inside my heart somewhere
We
here.
receive-
Where's that?
It's,
Is it
yeah,
here?
yeah,
It's
in the middle.
lower.
It's this side. ne?
It's in the middle.
It's
Here,
under
in
here.
the middle.
Chest.
Skewed to the right,
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
in the middle.
But you guys are at the top right.
I'll take
Yeah.
it. Top right with the
Love
fresh
that.
blood.
Always.
Not that
That's
dirty.
close to the shoulder.
Yeah.
Because you get
Yeah.
when I look here, I know what's up.
Yeah.
Know what's up.
Of course, you get.
You get. Hi guys, it's Girl Pharoahfi and the Bees. I'm here in the Green Chair, the Happiness Podcast. You guys must tune in because really life is happening. Time is going. Load shedding is taking over. Now's your time. I know they're giving you 55 minutes, so spend it wisely. You get.